Hey, Chibi. Hi. Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about some new watercolors that I have recently been able to get, as well as some of my processes with those and experiences, and much more. So here you'll see that I'm actually swatching those watercolors I was speaking of, and they happen to be the Daniel Smith watercolors. Yay! I know they're they're quite expensive, so I've been saving up for them. I've seen so many so many people were ranting and raving about them, and uh, all the reviews I've seen have been great, above all the other ones like Sennelier or Da Vinci or so on and so forth. Well, at least the artists that I follow prefer them over certain brands. And so I went ahead and took the plunge and bought a few. I bought here the Alvaro Castagnet set, the Master Artist set. You can find it on Amazon. I'm not sure what it retails for now, because the prices change. But it comes with some staple colors. I didn't want to get the basic essentials set because I didn't really like the colors that came in it. I like this set because it comes with some richer tones like cobalt blue, ultramarines. It has a burnt sienna light, which I guess isn't a color that is in the normal Daniel Smith color sets. And then it has the neutral tint, and I can't remember what else. But if you'll notice in my swatch card, I actually abbreviated each one of my colors, and I added them to the swatch card and as well as to the pans that they're in, so that whenever I need to refill them, it's easy. I can just look at the card for reference, or I can just remember them by their abbreviation because it's fairly easy. Like right now I'm swatching Rose of Ultramarine, which didn't come with the set. I bought that separately and it's beautiful. Along with that, I also got Buff Titanium, Indigo, and Amethyst Genuine, which I'm super excited about, mainly because I love amethyst as the crystal. And so I didn't know that they actually made paints out of it. So whenever I painted with it here, it creates a beautiful lavender color, and you can really see the shimmers and the reflex in the paint in itself. And not sure if you'll notice, but I accidentally mixed up the pyrrole red with the neutral tint, so I'll just be scribbling that out later. But at least I know what is what, and so I'll just put a little flip sign. Anyway, I made a little sketch to kind of try these paints out with. And I really enjoyed just kind of playing with them and seeing what else I could be able to make with them. Here, I used a reference of a girl holding her face, originally in the reference photo. I just found it off of Pinterest. You couldn't see her eyes. I added her eyes. I changed up the hair, and I changed up her head and hands slightly. Here you'll see that I'm playing with the layers, and what I find about layering these paints is that it's actually quite easy to do, and that's something that I couldn't really do with my Magello paints. Previously, as I've said in my other videos, I've used the Magello Mission Gold paints. I think it was the 36 set, and they come with colors, lots of colors, but I find that you can't really mix them too well without them, a lot of them becoming muddy. And you can't really layer them without them kind of just mixing in with each other. But here, you can layer the colors just like that yellow with the purple, and it doesn't become muddy. Instead, it actually just enhances the color, which blew me away. I didn't know it could do that. it's almost as if you're taking a plastic sheet of color and putting it on top of another color and layering that on and just adding those layers, and that's kind of what it feels like. It's really cool and I really liked it. Here you'll see that the brushes I'm using are just my normal ones. Here I'm using my Escoda Versatil in the size 6, and then I also use a Velvet Touch, I think it's Velvet Touch Silver. I moved recently, and in the move a lot of Gamvar had actually spilled on it, and I'm surprised that it still works, kind of, but if you notice that the edges are kind of frayed, that is why. I've been able to revive it somewhat. I don't want to part with it yet. Some of my other brushes were permanently ruined, but this one seems to still work and work better than most of the other brushes I have, so I've kept it. And it's been pretty well for me so far. And I really just played around with the different techniques that I know of watercolor. I don't know all of it. I definitely can improve, but this is where I'm at right now. I'm excited to grow and learn with these paints because I feel like, in contrast to my Magello paints, they're really forcing me to rethink how I blend my colors, how I layer them. I really need to think of composition now and how I'm going to use the different colors and their strengths and how they work with each other and how they don't work with each other. And it's something that's new to me, and it's like I said millions of times already, I really enjoy it. It's been really fun. These colors are a lot more transparent than I'm used to, which is good in a way because it really forces me to build up layers whether I like it or not. All the other colors I've used previously are opaque from the get-go, and I've found that that's actually limited my growth. Because just immediately from using these watercolors, I can tell that I'm going to learn a lot, that I'm going to be able to use different techniques with these and really just run with it. Aside from that, I really love how certain colors granulate. I love how certain colors leave that little watercolor rim that's kind of always in like every watercolor puddle, if I make any sense. And it's just, oh, I can't say enough good things about them. They're so fun, they're so pretty. Aside from that, I am working on a few more projects. I'm working on improving my composition abilities and trying to figure out new techniques to incorporate into my works. I want to do more realistic things, but I also want to do some more abstract items as well. What I want to do is work on larger pieces, but I think for now I'll focus on smaller pieces such as this one that I have here right now. And that's pretty much that. Here I'm using the indigo to kind of add some contrast to all the lighter colors and make it look like she's kind of in a smoke cloud. I tried to add some butterfly looking shapes to make it look like it's just a vortex of life that's coming out. And I really like how that turned out. And what I would really want to practice in the future, like I said, aside from abstract and realism, is just skin tones of all types. I want to figure out how to properly blend them and kind of get better on that. So I'll probably upload some studies that I do and my progress along the way in my journey of becoming a better artist. And the funny thing about saying becoming a better artist is that there's no real way to become the best artist, just because of perspective and how all art is really just so different that nothing can ever truly be the best, I don't think, but we can have the best for ourselves. So I am trying my best, and so long as I have that, then I think I am good. And of course I'll only try to keep getting better. Here I'm going over the shadows with Rose of Ultramarine because purple is my favorite color and I can't seem to not use it enough in or to use it enough. I can't seem to use it enough in my watercolor paintings, and my grammar seems to malfunction today. Anyway, it's, oh my gosh, I love how vibrant yet delicate these paints are. I'm painting with Viridian here, and at first I was kind of annoyed that it was a blast of color from like immediately. But again, that's the point of these paints after all. And then, oh, that beautiful indigo. I am so in love with the indigo and the Rose of Ultramarine and the amethyst color. But of course, I can't make a full painting on them. Well, I can, but that'll be in another video. aside from that, what would you guys like to see me do? Would you like to see me do a face painting, a painting of an animal, or just upload more of my studies and vlogs and reviews? You can let me know in the comments below, because I'm open to suggestion and I'm open to trying new things, because of course, like I said a million times, I'm doing my best to grow and continue. Now, and most of my watercolors, my last step is going over things, and either I'll do that in Prismacolors or in microns. And here I'm using a micron size 005, which is relatively small, just to add some small details here and there and some indications. I want to keep things abstract. I want to keep it with the impression that a face is there, but it's also kind of vanishing into the colors and a swarm of kind of mist. And so I'm keeping the micron loose with that in mind. And I'm just going over certain key points that I really want to be able to be noticed throughout the watercolor smog, if you will. And I'm just making a quick indication of the hands and making it look like hands are indeed there, and the collarbone, and some more sort of figures within the mist that I made. I really love microns for doing this. Sometimes if I want some more gradients, I'll use, like I said, the Prismacolors to make some shading and such, or I'll just go in more with the micron. But for this purpose, I really just wanted to try out these paints, and I was really happy with this painting, so my goal was overall reached. And then I just signed my painting. But overall, I love my new paints. Daniel Smith is truly a new sort of, it's a game changer for me. I can't wait to learn and try more things with these paints. And if you enjoy what I do, and if you want to join me on this journey of learning and seeing what else we can do with watercolors and acrylics and so on, go ahead and subscribe and like and share, and let me know what you like and what you're excited to see, or just what you like to do. And as always, thank you for coming to watch this. I don't know of an awkward way of saying that. Thank you for watching.